John Boy back here. Motherfucker JJ. Hey, this is my blog today. Letting you all know. Have you ever, okay, those with kids and shit. I'm a parent. Me and my girl got a 5-year-old son. She's got two other kids. But our 5-year-old son, one day, I seen something posted on Facebook about, excuse me, tired. It's already 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. But my son, he's 5 years old, as I mentioned before. And damn shit. Okay. My son is 5 years old, as I mentioned before, and I just said that shit. Excuse me. But my son decides to, okay, he likes candy, he likes sweets and shit. Well, I'm at the gas station, and me and my girl, his mother, we're at the gas station, and my son decides to say he wants to come in. He has to use the bathroom, and he said, "Well, can I go with you, Daddy?" And I'm like, "Sure, son." I'm like, "Okay, Aaron, but you got to stay with me and keep your hand in mine. Hold on to my hand. Do not let go, because you run off, and I got to go after you. You're going to get your butt in trouble." So I'm assuming he's, 5-year-old. You got to tell them 50 million goddamn times and shit. Stay with me, goddamn it. This is bullshit. I love my son with all my heart. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I want to kick my son in his ass because he doesn't want to fucking listen to me. You know how you parents are. You know how you want to try and keep your kids close by you and shit. All these stupid, crazy motherfuckers out here taking kids and shit, molesting them and child molesting and shit. Fuck them. Well, anyway, but, well, for example, I was at the gas station, as I said, finishing. Me and my son, we were looking at stuff. Mommy was paying for, excuse me, so tired. Aaron wanted some candy. So, and this happened like last month, actually, or 2 months ago. But first time I had to tell my son, teach my son right from wrong about stealing. I went to prison for stealing. I robbed 2 houses back when I was 17 years old. I went to prison when I was 18, got arraigned and preliminary hearing and shit. Well, and was sentenced to boot camp for 4 months, which didn't fucking finish it because it got fucked up because I got mouthy with the fucking correctional officer. But that's another story. But I paid the price. After going through work release and a bunch of bullshit, beat around the bush, I went through this, I went through that to get out. And I've been out for 20 fucking years. I told my son, I said, "I love you, Aaron. I don't want you getting locked up." But the lady said she had to take, it was in the paper, and there was a post on Facebook, and it's getting so many views on this, on her site, on her channel, or on Facebook, on her profile or post that she did, and it's got a bunch of views. I posted something too in regards to it because I know how, being a parent, you have to turn around and play. Well, you can't always be the friend because if you be the friend, you turn out like the friend and show your child that you are not the parent, they're going to run over the top of you. They're going to think they control you and they can do what the fuck they want. That's when you got to say, "Sit the fuck up, sit down, and don't fucking move." No, you don't want to need to say that. But my son takes a candy bar out of the candy aisle, takes it and says, "Daddy, I want this candy bar. I want the candy. I want to get candy. Can I get candy? Can I get candy?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "No, you can't have the candy bar. Put it back." I asked him nicely to put it back. He goes, "No," and then runs off and shit with the candy bar. And I told him, I'm like, "Seriously? Dude, put the candy bar back." Runs away from me even further. So I snatch a hold of him, grab the goddamn candy bar, shove it back in the fucking goddamn candy aisle, and I said, "Listen here, leave the candy alone." We get up close to the damn register. He goes back, takes off again, And that's when I went in the candy aisle, and he decides to run away from me with the candy bar towards the outside entrance, the exit. And I snatched a hold of him and I said, listen here, I'm your dad, I'm your boss, so is your mother. But I've got a hold of your hand. You are not going to steal candy. This is called thief. This is called stealing. Put the candy bar back or I will crack your butt. Not literally, I mean, I love my son and I'll do anything to protect my son because that's the way a good parent does. You know, you don't want to be strict. You don't want to be fucking, straightforward. You don't want to be, okay, you don't want to be a dick to your child, but you don't want to be a fucking pansy ass fucking parent either. Because they will fucking walk all over you. They will take advantage of your weakness. I'm doing a blog here.
What's up, YouTube?
My son decided to steal the candy bar. I told him, put the damn thing back. He tried to walk out the door, and the last time I know, he still fucking had it. He was very close to the goddamn exit of the door. And then here comes this one guy. He had to be about in his 30s and 40s. And I'm like, give me the damn candy bar. I grabbed the damn candy bar and stuck it, threw it in the damn aisle. And I said, do not touch it again or I'm going to bust your butt. This guy goes, you know, I don't see too many parents that do what you did. And I'm like, yeah, because not too many parents give a damn because they'll turn around and let the kid do what the fuck they want. Well, I told him, I said, I love my son, and I went to jail and prison for stealing shit from people that did not belong to me. And I said, fuck that if my son's going to end up the same fucking way. I said, over my fucking dead body. And I said, I love my son, that's why I'm stern the way I am. And the guy says, congratulations, you did a very good job. He goes, I'd have handled it the same way, but I don't have any kids. I'm like, well, that's fucked up because, if he would have had fucking kids, he would have known what I was going through. And he gave me a compliment, and it made me feel good because I love my son, and I don't want him being a thief. Stealing is wrong. And I made it clear to him, I said, don't you ever, if you do not have the money to pay for it, you put the shit back. You do not take it out of the store. That's considered theft. That's considered stealing something that rightfully isn't yours. That's stealing, regardless. And I said, you do not take things out of the store without paying for them. That's called being honest. It's called being dishonest if you steal from people. And my son looked at me, he looked up to me and goes, sorry, Daddy, and gave me a big hug. And I felt good because I told him, I said, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't do the shit I do. I wouldn't tell you what I tell you because I want you to be a better person in this world. How fucked up it is. Hey, but if you like what you heard, subscribe, comment, tell me which if you want to hear more. And I just had a question.